have an age difference. We have life differences.
This is how you should live your life.
I got the faith, because to get the faith,
Got it. Well, let's jump into this.
this is the Old School, New School podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Old School, New School podcast. I am Will Charles Egan, and as always,
Chris Meekins.
thank you for taking a sip right when I needed you. We're back. We missed a week because the 4th of July was crazy for you.
Crazy for me. We had 3 of my adult children with their children here. And
Oh, boy.
It was a good time.
Good. Did you
Great.
blow anything up?
No, we didn't because
Really?
Well, they had that fireworks ban, and for the first time in my life, I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
We pointed fireworks at each other this year. You know what a Roman candle is?
Well, you live in a different neighborhood than I do.
Not really, actually. I'm sure the burn, well, it's like you step outside and you hear fireworks everywhere.
I know.
So it's like the police aren't going to,
I know.
So no, we were, I bought $65 worth of Roman candles and we all pointed them at each other like wizards and, the little fireball that comes out
So
of it.
did you have a party or something?
Oh yeah, we went to my roommate's parents' place. They have this big front lawn. I bought so many fireworks. I love fireworks. I don't know if you know this. I love fireworks.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God. Well, I'm always me and Aiden, his brother, are always in charge of lighting all the fireworks and like putting on the show. So I bought all these extra things to add to. We're doing stuff at the same time. We got this one that goes for like 5 minutes straight, and then we're pointing Roman candles at each other, and I've got like scars all over my legs from.
You can spend some money on those things.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can go hard. We do go hard every single year. I mean, it was the 250th too of this country.
Yeah.
So you better. It's like the bidecentennial or some, like 250 is because there was
You're talking to a guy that barely got out of high school. Like I said, I was in the top 97% of my class.
top 97%, exactly. Right. So yeah, it was a big 4th of July. Nobody died. Nobody lost any fingers. Threw firecrackers at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I was not feeling it. I mean,
Yeah.
we kind of hung out. We watched the soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been watching soccer?
Not at all.
World Cup?
Nope. I hear about it, and I hear that Norway lost, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the underdog.
Yeah.
I always watched that. But
Everybody liked him.
I've never watched it before.
Me neither.
So
Still haven't.
so anyway, church, God.
And whatnot.
So today, Jordan
Becknell. There you go.
Gave a message, which I believe was his best message
Really?
I've ever heard come out of his mouth.
Wow.
I almost was crying.
Wow. Because it spoke to you.
It spoke to me. It was like,
Yep.
bro. Because
good
last week it was strong too.
Okay.
And then this week they just pounded on top of me. So
Yep.
He talked about the Prodigal Son, but
There
it
you go.
wasn't really the normal story about
Yes.
maybe you have a prodigal in your life, maybe you are a prodigal. So tell us, the audience, a little bit about this story. Give us the
Cliff Notes, the Will Egan
Will
summation.
Egan, Gen X,
I'm Gen Z, thank you very
Gen
much.
Z
Yes.
interpretation.
So the parable of the talents, hello, English. The parable of the lost son, as it is in this translation, or the prodigal son. It's in Luke 15, verses 11 through 32. You should read it. It's great. It's essentially the story of this young man who has a brother and a father. So the young man goes to his father and he says, "Dad, I want my inheritance."
Ballsy move. Just saying.
Hey, Dad, give me all of my inheritance early.
Early. I know you're not dead. You're
Yeah.
probably not going to be dead, but
Right.
I'd like to spend your money.
And his father, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
graciously gives it to him. And what does this kid do? It says that he spends it on all of his pleasures. And it was, he is going out to do essentially whatever. This translation says he set off for a distant country and there squandered his wealth in wild living. So you can imagine what he did.
Yeah.
I
think wild living was the same as wild living is now.
Yeah. Wild living has been and will always be
wild
living.
Yeah.
And then it says after he had spent everything, there was a severe famine. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen in the country who sent him into fields to feed pigs.
And he was a Jew, which is, there's a problem with that, right?
Yes, ceremonially you can't touch, be near, look at, smell pigs. It's unclean because pigs are, quite frankly, disgusting.
It also says that he wanted just he was willing to eat some of the slop that they were giving it to him.
He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating because he couldn't even afford to eat. That's how bad it was. I mean, he went from under his father's house, under his roof.
Got half a fortune.
Yeah, he had a fortune at his disposal to so hungry and despondent that he was looking at pig feed and going, that looks pretty good right now. I mean, talk about high to low.
Yeah.
This guy lost everything.
And you think of that. You think of, I mean, it was basically, isn't it just garbage that they feed pigs?
Scraps, garbage. Yeah, pretty much expired food.
Must have been pretty hungry.
That's how bad it got. And so then this guy who's squandered everything, he says he came to his senses and he thinks, well, my father's hired men have food to spare. I'll go and I'll beg my dad to let me back. I'll work for you. I'll do whatever.
It'd be better off working for him.
Yes.
And having food.
Right. Than to be where I'm at right now. Right. So then he goes back with his own little plan that he's concocted. I'm sure we've all been there. I'm going to go to this plan. I'm going to ask God. I want it to be this certain way because I think I know what it is, and God just turns it on its head.
For you that don't understand parables, the Father represents God.
Yep.
The prodigal son represents
me.
Us, me, especially me.
Yes. And so, as he's going back to his dad's house, probably rehearsing in his head how he wants it to go.
Yeah, and he had a long walk. He didn't have a Walkman. Do you know what a Walkman is?
I know what. Yes, okay. The little MP3. Yeah, I know what it is.
MP3 thing.
Yeah, it's not MP3. You'd put a cassette tape in it. Yeah, no. I'm aware. And so then the coolest part, of course, the Father being God, is that it says that the Father, while he was still a long way out, because like we said, it's a long walk, he sees him, and it says with compassion he ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. And then, of course, the son, he tries to say his rehearsed speech. He says, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. And he's like, just let me work for you. Father goes, whatever. Hey, prepare the biggest feast culturally imaginable. The fattened calf was like the prime rib cut.
It was put aside for a special
He says,
occasion.
Slaughter the fattened calf. We're going to eat it today. He takes... What was it? His robe, puts it around his son. He takes his ring, gives it to his son, and he said, let's throw a party.
Okay. And so then it goes on there having this party.
Yeah.
And
then the older brother, remember there's a third character, the older brother was angry and refused to go and celebrate his brother's return. And
this is a bunch of crap.
Yeah, he's like, look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders, yet you never gave me a young goat. Even a young goat, which is kind of like an okay cut.
Yeah.
It's
a meal.
It's a meal. So I could go celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours, he doesn't say his brother. He says, this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes come home and you kill the fattened calf for him? Come on. And so then the father goes, my son, you are always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.
Okay.
That's the parable.
So there's so many different moving parts to this.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go backwards. The main thought is the father went towards both sons. Mm-hmm. Okay. But the younger son, he wanted the father's blessing without the father, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we want God's blessing and the blessing that we have now, and I'm going to kind of just go over here to the right and expect for God to continue to bless me.
Yeah.
And then he left home looking for freedom. And he's like, yeah, freedom's out there.
Yep.
Not understanding where he was at, what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And then the promise that he had in his mind, it's a lie, And so eventually left him empty. And so distance from the Father promises freedom, but produces emptiness. Ooh. So how do people drift away from God today? I mean, how do you level that up with today?
Well, I mean, like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just the same as it always has been. The grass is greener on the other side. Oh, it seems better over there. Mm-hmm. Let me go over there because it's new and it's flashy and it could be exciting. Let's try that. Let's do this in my own strength. There's a quote from one of my favorite authors. It's profound. It says, "Seek freedom and become captive to your desires, but seek discipline. There you will find your liberty." Very wise. Because we want to be free so badly that we seek the freedom itself instead of the one who gives us freedom.
Well, this doesn't, I don't know if it lines up, but it's like looking at a rich person and saying, that's what I want. You don't understand what that costs that guy.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm not saying riches are bad.
Right.
In fact, there's rich people who say, oh, no, it's awesome.
Yeah. Freedom is great.
Right. But it doesn't come free. It's just, there's a cost there.
Yes. That's the whole seek discipline part.
Yeah.
Right?
And, I think for me, the way people drift away, and I think it's probably more, well, I think it happens at every age. Mm-hmm. But I think of, like, God, you haven't provided me with a husband yet. And so I'm going to take matters into my own hand.
Exactly.
So this basically, we'll talk about women because we men, we don't make any.
No, yes.
But they'll, or a guy, okay, I'm going to take this into my own hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out of your covering. Mm-hmm. And in my case, I the last couple of weeks, I've attributed this whole car wash thing to getting out of God's. I took something that God has always provided. Last week, I learned that they talked about the talents and how he gives you talents. And my talents, people, being with people, my freedom I always have time for everybody. Yeah. Well, once I did that, it was gone. Mm-hmm. And I took Chris's best thinking and said, I'm going to spend all my money, and I'm going to take all the money that you blessed me with for these last 40 years. Yeah. I'm going to buy a car wash. I know that people hopefully one say this is the last conversation. Right. But I'm going to buy a car wash. Okay. And I'm going to take, forget what I'm good at. Yeah. And take that God has blessed me in spite of myself all these years. Right. And I'm going to take it into my own hands and produce income for the rest of my life.
And how'd that work out?
Well, not good. Okay?
You're selling it.
I have been in bondage mentally for the last 2.5 years.
Jeez.
And, okay, you got to work through it. I mean, I knew 15 minutes after we signed the papers, we walked in there the next day, I knew oh my God, did I mess up?
You knew instantly?
I did.
Really?
It was really weird. But how do we get out of these things? Throwing pigs, throwing swine, dating the wrong girl, dating the wrong guy. How do we get out? We obey our way out of this, and that's what was happening here. He's like, oh crap. Yeah. I really screwed up. Mm-hmm. And so this reminded me of myself going, okay, I'm going to go back to what God designed me to. You still have to work through the consequences. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And so that's what he was doing. He had to work through the consequences of spending all his money and being in a foreign land.
There are natural consequences because, of course, the grace covering that we're talking about is, the Lord will accept you back in instantly. Right. But there are natural consequences.
Right. You rob a bank, you still get caught, you still have to go to jail.
Yeah,
even though you repent.
Right.
I repent.
Your Honor, I've repented. Oh, you can go.
Good.
No.
Good.
You still have...
You're going to have a jailhouse ministry now.
Exactly. Oh, you repented, you want to start a church? Cool, you'll do that in the slammer.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that God's like a punishing. No, those are just consequences.
You did that.
Of drifting away.
You did that.
There's a consequence.
Yeah.
To that.
You should expect.
Remember, a couple of weeks ago we talked about. I think when you start getting into God's will, you live within the guardrails. Yeah. And when you live outside of the guardrails, you're like pouring gas
Yes.
on your mistakes.
Yes.
And I think he's like, oh no, there's something I want more.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically poured gas on a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And God's like, well,
You did this.
you didn't have to do that.
You didn't have to. God's like, I can save you. I can't save you from yourself like this. God. I mean, I want to say this isn't true, but it's almost like I can only do so much, right? Because God isn't going to force those I mean, yes, he'll wipe your slate clean, but he isn't going to make all of these natural consequences suddenly stop in their track, right?
No,
You've got,
you
to quote Judas Priest, you've got another thing coming.
You dug the hole.
You dug the hole. You're going to fall in it now.
Yeah, at some point, you should probably quit digging the hole. Right?
Yes. Because it's going to keep getting deeper if you don't stop now.
Have you ever looked for something out there?
Of course. Who hasn't, right?
Earlier this week.
Earlier today. Yeah. We've all prodigal sonned one thing or another, right? And yes, I've sought, there's a great number of things that I've sought to do in my own strength, right? That I thought would be for my best interest that only landed me in years of counseling and seeking discipleship from this old guy.
That's not funny.
It's hilarious, actually. My best thinking got me here, right?
I'm telling you.
Yep.
And so sometimes hitting bottom causes us to finally look up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's this part of the story. But then the story goes on. It goes on. What's a modern day pig pen?
I'll tell you, and I'll make it quick here. There was a fight last night.
Okay.
A professional fight. There was this guy named Connor McGregor. And I mean, he's like the Notorious Connor McGregor is his nickname. He's the most famous guy in this UFC division. It was the biggest hyped fight of the year. It was the biggest event that was supposed to happen. And McGregor, after having not fought for 5 years, which is a very long time, living a wild life. I mean, doing drugs, drinking, super crazy behavior. People were saying, we're never going to see him fight ever again. It's over for this guy. He gets saved completely out of left field. We're all like, awesome. Conor McGregor, he's saved. Cool. And so he gets back into the ring. He's going to fight this fight.
So he's like, I got to get back to my normal.
Yes.
I got to get back to the old guy.
I got to get back to the old way of thinking. And I mean, divine, clearly divine. The very first kick, the very first thing that he does in this fight, he throws this jumping kick, lands wrong, instantly tears his ACL. The fight's over in 45 seconds. Oh my God. The biggest letdown ever.
And people paid millions to
people
see that.
People put $3 million on Conor McGregor to win, and he loses. I mean, it was insane. And then you see he's tweeting, he's on his phone, and he's going, I'm in hell right now, but you better believe I'll be in church tomorrow. And some of the commentators, it was crazy. I was watching this one guy. He's like, because he went back to fighting to cure whatever his mental anguish was. And this guy used to be a fighter. He goes, I know fighting saved my life. It's saved all of our lives, but he's going to have to, God does things. The commentator, this is a UFC commentator on like live television. He literally goes, God is using this time. Conor is going to have to face himself now. Yeah. He's hit rock bottom. He tried to go back to his old ways, but God goes, you're going to have to live with who you are now. And Conor's going to have to face his true identity and come back home like the prodigal son here.
So the prodigal son, let's use the word identity for a couple seconds. Mm-hmm. So his identity was, I'm
the man.
It. I am it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Your dad's it, but I'm it.
Yep.
I'm it.
Yeah.
And what he had to come to, wait a minute, I'm a loser, man. I'm broke.
Yeah.
I am. And so he had to, this is who I am outside of Christ. Is that?
Yep.
This is what my identity used to be.
Right.
And the same thing with Connor. This is but I'm a new creation.
Right.
Oh.
He's trying to go back to the old.
Right. I'm trying to be old new wine in an old wineskin. Huh?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
Maybe we should send them the verse.
Hey, Connor, you should check this verse out. He tried to put the old into the new, and they don't work out. Wow. That was good, Chris.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been nice. See you next week. Now, so what happens when the prodigal son does come home to the father?
So his father saw him coming, and then the father ran towards him, which I love that part. I always love the fact, and God is always coming towards you. We've mentioned that many a times.
Oh, yeah.
And so here, like when you read the story before, here's the guy. He's got this whole excuse lined up. He's like, no, man, no, come on, you're my son.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it. Yeah, but Dad, don't you understand? Yeah, I do.
Back.
Come on back.
In fact, we're going to go above and beyond. He gave him his robe, his own ring, and they threw the biggest party ever. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
And the point was that the father was more ready to restore him than to hear his story.
Yes.
And we have to remember that. So if you're sitting out there, you're like, I've really messed up. God, he knows.
Right. God's aware. He's privy to all that you are.
But do you deal with, okay, so what the robe covered his shame. And so have you ever come back to God and you're like, I get it. Thank you for forgiving me. But, man, get that robe out of here. I can't wear it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
What's that all about?
Self-pity, feeling unworthy, shame.
Yeah. I've been struggling with the same thing. Wednesday's a big day, okay? And so I'm like, God, do you not know how stupid I feel?
Right.
Do you know how unworthy I feel? Do you not know this or that? And then the devil heaps it on even more.
Oh, yeah. Piling the guilt, the shame.
So there's a shame thing, and God's like, no.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to give you this robe that represented.
Yeah. You're covered again.
No shame.
Yeah.
No shame.
It's good.
Everything in the world says, oh,
you screwed up.
You screwed up.
Big time.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and then the ring. What does the ring represent?
Well, in antiquity and even in modern times, a signet ring is a ring that you wear on your finger that has the family crest on it. And so what he's saying here, royalty would have this ring with this a bird or a bull or whatever. And when they'd sign a letter, they'd put some wax on it and then they'd stamp their ring as a declaration of, the king himself saw and approves of this. Because I recognize that symbol. That is a symbol of that family. So what he's taking his ring and he's giving it to his son and he's saying, you are a part of this family.
You're back in.
You're in. Like that.
You don't have any money, but you're back in.
Yeah.
You're back in.
Yes.
You are the son.
That's it.
It's
so profound.
And contrary to that.
And completely upside down.
Right.
Yeah.
Contrary to, well, I'm sorry, son, you spent your money, and so I guess you're going to have to live down on, and then the celebration. So the gifts of grace are the celebration that he came home. It's like, let's party. God's about happiness.
That's, John Piper is, his whole thing is delighting in God, finding joy in God. He said, it's so simple, but I was like, oh, shoot. God is a very happy God. And we don't believe that.
No.
We think he's angry all the time.
You hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, God's pissed off.
Right. Do we believe or do we have a hard time believing that God delights in his creation?
I don't think I've ever heard it put quite that way.
Yeah.
God is a happy God.
Yeah. Do you think he's happy with his creation or is he always angry at it?
Well, he's delights in it. He made us for his delight. Right?
Yeah. Even when we mess up, he still delights in his creation. Is that possible?
It's humbling.
It is humbling.
Especially when you're the prodigal son. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, this is like your grace is too much for me.
Yeah.
The key point was grace does not ignore sin. Because we live in this,
Forget and forgive.
forget and forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive and forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to give you any more money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, he didn't have any more money to give the kid.
He came back with empty pockets, and he goes, I'm going to...
But the dad didn't give him more money.
Right. That's right. He didn't reward him with more money.
Right. And so it doesn't ignore it, but it restores what sin destroyed. And that's so... It's like, okay, you're still my son.
Mm-hmm.
And sin kind of like puts you in a place where you're like, I'm not worthy. We're not worthy.
Right.
And it's like, no, great. No, you're worthy.
You're already worthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so the older son lost his shit. I mean,
Yes, he did.
because he was like all ticked off, right? He's like, I'm not, screw that.
Yeah.
He's like mad.
Yeah. The older one that was already at home. Yeah. Yeah. He was like, oh, what? You're going to throw a party for him after having done all that terrible stuff? I've been doing all this great stuff here.
How many people you know would agree with that?
Yeah, me.
Thought pattern?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's right. You have a house and I don't.
Right, yeah, exactly. Give me your house, Chris. No, I think a lot of people who've lived the Christian life for 15 years, 15 minutes, we all feel that, oh, the next guy who comes in fashionably late to the party, oh, we're going to throw a celebration for him. What about me? I've been here obedient this whole time. God, where's my celebration? Like, there's a lot of sermons, a lot of preaching on, the come back to your first love. Like that first time that you accepted Jesus, that first time that you got saved, come back to that feeling. Why? Because after we've been obedient for 10 years, us and our flesh feel like we've lost that.
Yeah.
That joy of when we first got saved.
Yeah. Because there's been, whatever.
Yeah.
So the key point was some of the most judgmental people are already in the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Am I one of them?
Yeah. Can I be guilty of that sometimes? Yeah. I'll admit it.
Well, you need to go to church.
No, you.
And then he went on to say the younger son was far away because of rebellion, but the older son was close to home but far away because of resentment.
Yep.
And so the story takes a twist. It's like, oh, wait a minute, it's not about the prodigal son anymore. And it could be. You could do a whole message on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You finally get broken, you come back to God, and He's there waiting for you.
Easy.
Or you can go the other way. It's about the son that stayed home.
Hey, you've that's been sitting here for 20, 30 years.
You self-righteous, which is what Jesus dealt with, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It was like, okay, you're already in the house, and you're acting like
the religious elite of the time. Yeah,
I know God. I know how He's going to work.
Yep.
You're not God.
Right.
You're not that Christ. Mm-hmm. And because why? Because my best thinking says, and who do you think you are?
Right.
Remember, it's like you're they tell people you're uneducated, and God doesn't look at that stuff.
Right. It doesn't even matter. That's so true. Because when Jesus dealt with His biggest opposition, it was the people who had been established for thousands of years, the Pharisees, the people who were religious leaders already, that had their ways, they had their rules, they had their things that were written out, and this is how we do this is how we do that. And I know that because I have said so and because God told me.
And we've been doing that for 1,000 years.
And that's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
And then Jesus comes in and starts literally flipping tables and turning everything upside down. He goes, no. We're going to hang out with the sinners because they're the one that needs it.
Made for you, not,
Yeah, not against you, right?
Against you. How does that go?
No, that's The Axis of Evil by George Bush. If you're for us, either you're for us or you're against us.
So then the father went to both sons, which I love this part. It's like the father ran towards the younger son.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, oh, that's so great. Because God is always coming. When we start coming back to God, God's like, no, dude. And he talked about how he picked up, he was totally undignified what he did. Mm-hmm. He picked up his robe. He started running to it. They even say it was like there was a festival supposedly going on at that time. Which, I don't know. sometimes they embellish. Sometimes
A little bit, yes.
But there was this festival going on that they were giving you permission so that you never had to let your prodigal kids come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in there.
No. Just checking to make sure. Well, here we go. Verse 28. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. The older brother's like, no, I'm not joining. His father goes to meet him as well, just as much as the younger brother.
Yeah. And both the father, God, he's the one making movement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All I have to do is like, receive him.
Yeah, just be.
Be.
Yeah. You don't have to get closer to God. God will draw near to you if you
he'll
ask.
meet you in your sin.
Yeah.
He'll meet you where you're like, okay, God, I don't know how to get out of there. Okay, he'll meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been just really thinking about the next chapter, and it's like, just recently, it's like, point people to Jesus, man, because Jesus is the answer. Well, what about this, and this, and this? I don't know.
Right.
Here's what I know. All I know is I accepted Jesus. I prayed to ask him to come into my heart. He says, behold, I stand at the door and knock, and whoever lets me in, I will dine with him, and he will dine with me, or something like that.
It's in Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we receive him, he then comes in. And we were talking about this. I mean, everybody's got an opinion of how Will should run his life.
That's true.
And I'm like, it doesn't matter what Joe said. It doesn't matter what Peter said. It doesn't matter what Chris said. It doesn't matter what Mom said. Sorry, Mom. Doesn't matter what. And the issue is that if you're living, you've received Christ as your personal Savior. Yeah. And you pray, God, can you give me an answer? Yeah. Has that ever happened to you where you're like, I can't?
Yeah. Later today, I'm going to do the same. I have this this cabin that I go to, my secret place, because I'm an only child and I like getting alone and away from people because they're stupid.
Seeing you have one other person in your house,
which is too much. When I have kids, it's going to be terrible. No, it's
shut up. Don't you know I'm an only child?
Oh, we didn't know what that means, Dad. It's going to be it's going to be great. But I like the space that I can have with just me and God. And so there's like this. It's kind of like a lot of churches will have a chapel, a place that you could go to where the door's always open. Bayside, our church has one out back, sort of. It's this old cabin that I've been going to. It's really not old. It's got AC, which is it's great. So I go out there. It's got there's Wi-Fi, there's AC, there's electricity. So I'm there with my laptop and I'm doing stuff. And I'll play worship music. I'll just pray and I'll just kind of sit there and I'll listen for God. No agenda. I'll bring my journal. I'll bring my Bibles. But it's truly so needed to just seek the Lord because we try. I mean, like the prodigal son. I'm going to go with my own plan. I'm going to tell him this and that, and I'm going to work for God, and it's going to be great. And God goes,
God, I want you to have a woman come show up at the door. 5'10".
Yeah, right. She's got to be this, God, and she's got to be that. She's got to be blonde.
Because I'm so bad at this. No.
Right. Well, yeah.
But the great thing about it is God is always moving towards us. We just need to recognize that and view that, right? Mm-hmm. And so, which one do you relate to the most?
Honestly,
or if you're insecure, how would we wrap this up?
I feel like it's a little of, depending on what the situation is. I definitely feel like in sin, I'm the prodigal son, right? I come back to, and God is so patient with like Will just come back. It's okay. Just come back. And then there are other times where I feel like I'm the old one. Like I've been here all this time. Yeah. All my friends are doing this and that. I don't understand this. Where's my blessing? Yeah. What the heck? Where's my celebration? And God's like, you've been here. All of that I have is yours. Yeah. Just keep doing it. And I'm like, God, what the heck?
I love the fact that it talks about being under the authority as a Christian. We're church people. We believe in attending a church, participating in church,
Yep.
and you're under a covering when you do that. And there's just blessings that happen to you when you're doing that. And I believe that God has just really done some really amazing things. It's when I step out of how God is blessing and protecting me and take my best thinking.
Right. And thinking that once I leave this covering that I'm still going to be blessed.
Yeah, it's coming with me.
Yeah.
No, that was the Father's. You have no way of making money.
Yeah.
You have no clue on how to manage your money. You have no. Now I get it.
Now I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
Don't worry, God, I got it
Why?
now.
And why was that? Because I thought so.
Because I said so.
Because I believed the lie that right around the corner there's
that the
something
grass
out
is
there.
greener.
Yeah, there's something out there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that part. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I have to be reminded that my life is, because I'm under the covering, God has just protected me from myself.
Yes, very much so. You were bought for at a price.
Yeah.
You were paid for it. Live like it, man. I mean, you were bought so that you could be protected by the Lord of heaven. It's like, why wouldn't you stay under his covering? It just makes more sense. And I'm not scolding anybody, obviously, but it's like, that's where you're supposed to be. It's better for all parties if you remain in God's will.
Right. And we've all been children.
Yes.
And we've all lived in a house. And when you're under the authority of your father or mother, whoever it might be, things went well for you. And they're like, the old saying, don't touch that stove. I'm just telling you, you're going to get burned. Mm-hmm. And when I don't touch the stove, I'm not going to get burned.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah.
That's easy.
It's when I read the instructions on putting the bed together that it works out better. And I love the fact that again, I kept on telling Will before we started, if there's one thing, it's that the Father ran towards is always coming towards you, no matter where you are in your life, wherever you are in your thinking. God's trying to approach you.
Yes, he's moving towards you. There's no number of things that you have to do to earn or to deserve or to get or to find relief for whatever it is. You need only sit. I mean, in both instances, the older and the younger brother, the father moved towards them. Yeah. Or Exodus 14:14 is a great verse. It says, you need only be still, the Lord will fight for you. Yeah. It's like, oh, really?
And we live in a world that's basically shame-based. We've got people inside the church telling you, well, you know how you messed up, Will. And, I don't know. Do you understand that you're going to be in front of people? Yeah, I know. I got this robe on. Yeah, because I came in and the Father gave me his robe and his ring. Mm-hmm. And I've got all my authority back. Yeah, but that's not right. I know. I know. Yeah. Praise God. It's called grace. It's called God's riches at Christ's expense.
Grace. It's an acronym.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's two things I came up with.
You didn't come up with that.
No, but okay. I remembered.
Yes.
The wine thing, which was pretty good.
That was really good. Because, trying to put the old back into the new.
So now whenever you're talking about this fight for the rest of the week, you can talk about that.
Wineskin. Or no, put the new wine into the old wineskin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And when we try to do that, God's like, no. You don't have to wear those old clothes anymore. Mm-hmm. You're a new creation.
Yeah.
And the sooner you figure out, the faster it goes. So the door's open, the Father's waiting, grace is available, and it's time to come home. So if you're struggling with that, this story's for you.
Yeah.
Both, if you're resentful, if you're in the church and you're like, that's bull crap.
Yeah.
That he's back at the church and now he's leading the choir.
Yep. Exactly.
Hey, he's got the robe. Oh, wait a minute, you do too.
You've had the robe. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the thing I'm struggling with, the devil keeps on telling me, it's like, but you don't deserve it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And how are you going to live with that on after all you do it? Well, God takes care of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just saying, all right. I get the word?
Okay. You sure, God? Cool. All right. This is a pretty nice robe and a nice ring.
All right, bring us home, bro.
I think that this is a great parable. I think that this is a great story for. I just love that the older brother thing is included in there as well because it's for all people.
Yeah.
If you're in or out of the church, this is a great story for learning to receive grace, and
Daily.
to daily receive grace, to operate in that, not by your own thinking, but by just the daily loving grace of God. And he will clothe you with righteousness and gifts and abilities, and you need only submit. And it's hard sometimes, but it's for your good.
All right. Well, we're praying for you. We pray that God would that you would receive this in faith. We pray that if you need to know Jesus, that you would just have a conversation with him. He's there.
Yeah.
Waiting, coming towards you.
Yep.
You just need to turn and say, oh, there you are.
Knocking on the door.
Yeah. All right.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.